Russia is the largest country in the world. It can impress a newcomer with its vast territories, hospitality, long distances, and uniqueness. One can easily find beauty in everything here. And to be honest, it's easy. Just look at those amazing landscapes. Over so many centuries, our country has inspired writers, musicians, artists, and film directors from all around the world. It has raised its own geniuses, whose names you know. We believe Russia can melt anyone's heart because there is a whole world inside it. The cold beauty of Iceland, the pacifying tunes of Thailand, the romance of Venice, the Spanish passion for life, the cozy streets of Prague, and the freshness of the Alps. There are many really great things in Russia, from the most breathtaking metro to its world-famous heroes. However, the most valuable asset are its people, who make our country as amazing as it is. People who are in love with life, people who can create, achieve, believe, take risks, work, relax, surprise, love. A people for whom anything is possible. Yes, Russia is the largest country in the world. But more importantly, we have a big soul. Welcome to Russia. We have a lot to show you.
Good evening. My name is Evgenia Markova, and tonight I'll be your host. Although we are very far apart from each other, I'm still happy to be able to welcome you to Russia. And first, I'd like to take a step back and remember the first ever Keep Ice event. I know that some of you were here in Moscow last fall, and it was a great pleasure to meet everybody in person and to be able to provide a platform for industry professionals to meet each other and to learn about both our country and its people. In terms of business, it was very successful too. A total of 119 projects were shown to major content buyers. Let's take a look.
Last October, Key Buyers event was held for the first time in Moscow. It was an international content market with representatives of 42 companies from 21 countries.
Для индустрии важное очень событие. Коллегам и партнерам нашим удалось собрать важных представителей дистрибьюторских компаний, VOD-платформ, цифровых платформ и так далее, и так далее.
90% здесь первый раз. Мы предоставляем им возможность увидеть весь актуальный контент российской индустрии за следующие 3 дня.
Показать, насколько наша страна великая, добрая, открытая и с нами интересно работать.
Yeah, it's awesome and very well organized. Very impressive.
"119 units of video content, pitches, screenings, and presentations."
На этом мероприятии представлены все ключевые игроки. И все ключевые игроки кино, все ключевые игроки анимации и все представители крупнейших телевизионных медийных холдингов.
Привлечение внимания к тому, что рынок сильный, есть сильные игроки, и с нами точно можно иметь дело, и с нами можно вступать в партнерство.
Явно каждый год объемы продаж увеличиваются. Не только по количеству фильмов, но и по тем деньгам, которые, собственно, российские продюсеры зарабатывают от дистрибуции своих фильмов за рубеж.
Конечно, надо ориентироваться на потенциальные рынки, потенциальную аудиторию изначально и сразу предусматривать возможности для мирового показа.
In 3 days, all participants have learned and felt what the Russian film industry is about.
У нас есть авторы, которые снимают хорошее кино, и на это обращают внимание.
Каждый заметный российский фильм продается на десятки территорий.
Мы давно вышли на международный уровень, как только растет контент, становится понятно, что нужно не только ездить самим, но и приглашать к нам. Возможно, благодаря этому мероприятию возникнут новые копродукционные продукты.
6 months ago, together, we watched more than 100 Russian films, series, and animation projects. Today, we have more.
We have just watched and remembered how our event was last October. But today we are living in a different and interesting time. Production has stopped and cinemas are closed. But this time has also given us an opportunity to think about new ways to work, which has also sort of boosted the creativity of people stuck at home. Let's quickly look at what some of the people in Russia have been doing during isolation.
5 stages of accepting self-isolation: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, inspiration. Russian ballet at home? Easy. A walk around the Tretyakov Gallery in the company of a raunchy artist? You're welcome. A flash mob where people imitate famous paintings at home has gained the most powerful momentum in Russia and went beyond art galleries. Cultural workers are now left with boredom. Movie and television stars have their own way to survive quarantine during lockdown. Some are erasing physical boundaries. And some, the boundaries of the rational.
And make millions of viewers laugh, because it's important to always find a reason to smile.
We're in Moscow, still currently in isolation. It feels a bit unusual to welcome you all this way, without seeing everyone here in front of me. But I hope this online format will be as effective as our offline event. It is so great to see that this forum has managed to gather hundreds of participants like this. It's definitely a lot more than we expected, and actually more than we would physically be able to bring to Moscow. Of course, nothing can replace face-to-face communication, but we have done our best to make you feel engaged in the process as much as possible through the user-friendly platform. Well-structured screenings of content, access to different panels, and online meetings with key companies' representatives. Moreover, we have even prepared some cultural events for you. So we've tried to create the spirit of hospitality, which we would definitely have done had you come to visit us in person. Separated by vast distances and time zones, we're still together on this platform. We've prepared this market within a very short time period, and it would not have been possible without our Russian corporate participants. Their involvement, engagement, enthusiasm, and incredibly fast speed. Over the 6 days of this event, you will see projects for more than 120 companies that are active in production, co-production and sales. And over 300 projects including films, series, animation, documentaries and show formats. And I would also like to underline that for the first time in years, we're showcasing the co-production section. Over 90 projects ready for co-production will be available on the platform, and we have carefully selected more than 40 projects from different genres for co-production pitches. We are so happy that in Russia the variety and the quality of these projects for co-production has grown very quickly, and I'm sure that many more will be appearing soon. And this entire market would definitely not be possible without the support of the Ministry of Culture, which has been a major industry partner in the last few years. I'm happy to announce that we are honored to welcome the new Minister of Culture of the Russian Federation, Olga Lyubimova. With her support, we launched the Key Buyers event last year, and we're grateful that she took her time to be with us today.
Dear guests, participants, colleagues, partners, today we are proud to open the first Russian virtual content market. It's both incredibly challenging and inspiring to hold the first ever national online market. It's an unprecedented experience. We support and stand by the Russian film industry and all key international events, which for obvious reasons have transitioned to an online format this year. But it's imperative for us, for Roskino and for the filmmaking industry itself to go further in these unusual times. As the great Francis Ford Coppola once said, there is nothing creative about living within your means. Meeting today's challenge, we must strive to move ahead in our creativity, innovation, in our dynamics. We have to adapt not only to this new format, but to the new post-pandemic world that will come after. In that new world, content will play an even greater role than it does now. This year, across the globe, we were confined to an online format of life and work. And this new format reminded us all regardless of borders and other limitations of how decisive the quality and diversity of content actually is. Since 2014, we've been supporting the Russian film industry and its creative teams, giving them a chance to reclaim their place on the global landscape. Last year, we held the inaugural Key Buyers event in Moscow, and we will stick to this strategy since the Russian market has a lot of offer to the international filmmaking community and audience across the globe. At the Key Buyers event, over 120 national production companies and distributors offer new films and series of all genres, from action to sci-fi to romantic comedies and compelling animation. Over 90 projects are currently in development and open for co-production, a rare and welcome opportunity to any creative and worthwhile producer. Post-production series are also now being introduced. The Russian market, our producers, and of course our legendary talents, actors, writers, directors, cameramen, animators provide innumerable opportunities to our partners worldwide. One of our primary goals is to make this system and landscape fully transparent and attractive for our global partners. We're sure that this year's virtual Key Buyers event will be a great place where you can discover the Russian film market and interact with our industry's professional community, to meet, discuss, acquire content and boost international co-productions. If there is one thing this global pandemic taught us, it's the importance of global cooperation and interaction, which is bound to triumph our division and isolation. You are all welcome here in Russia, always. Even though this time is virtual, we hope it feels real.
And as the Minister said, our country has achieved great results internationally over the last 4 or 5 years. And now we'll get to see confirmation of what the Minister just mentioned.
Last year, 177 Russian films were released in theaters, and more than 3,500 hours of premiere series were produced within the country. Nationally made films are getting more and more popular in Russia. 56 million people watched them in 2019, which basically means every second person in Russia. That is twice as many as 3 years ago. Over the last 4 years, the box office of Russian films has grown. It is now 1.5 times higher than before. But Russian films have also been gaining equal success abroad. The foreign box office for Russian films tripled from 2015 to 2019. The box office numbers keep growing due to the ever-growing number of projects and its ever-increasing quality. More and more Russian films are getting released abroad. The number of foreign releases has doubled within the last 5 years, while overall annual international sales of Russian audiovisual content growth was 20%. The number of viewers of Russian movies, series, and animation abroad has increased 4 times over the last 5 years alone. As for the geography of distribution, during last year, Russian films, series, and animation traveled in general to over 140 countries. But what kind of Russian movies do people like, and what are they watching across the globe? For many people, Russian cinema still means art house films above all. In the past decade, Andrei Zvyagintsev, Kantemir Balagov, Andrei Konchalovsky, Alexander Sokurov, and other Russian film directors have received multiple awards at some of the biggest international festivals. Aside from the triumphant festivals awardees, there are also many more filmmakers in Russia who create high-end animation, fantasy, horrors, and many other genres of movies and series. It is obviously attracting foreign partners, both for acquisitions and for co-productions. Globalgate bought the right to create a remake of the horror film Bride, the Russian horror record holder for box office receipts across Latin America. Netflix, the biggest streaming platform in the world, has acquired the rights to Territory, Method, Trotsky, Silver Spoon, and Road to Cavalry. And Better Than Us has become the first Russian project released under the Netflix Originals brand. Sleepers, Gogol, The Order, and Uppercut for Hitler series are now available on the major American streaming service Amazon Prime Video. The Kitchen series has successfully traveled as both a ready-made product and as a format adapted in more than 15 countries. And the flagship export product of Russian entertainment industry has been animation. Animation makes 1/3 of overall foreign box office for Russian films. From the top 20 foreign box office leaders from Russia, 6 animated movies are included in the list. The absolute leader in the number of admissions and highest grossing project is the animated film The Snow Queen. Its foreign box office surpasses its national one, almost 4 times over. The film has been sold to 55 countries. The Big Trip film has been sold to 79 countries. Masha and the Bear watched in 120 countries. Sheep and Wolves are broadcasted in 46 countries. Princess and the Dragon watched in 66 countries. Space Dogs watched in 160 countries. The Fixies and Kikoriki animated series are broadcasted in 90 countries, while Masha and the Bear is popular in more than 120. While the audience for the Kitty Cats series acquired by the Nick Jr. TV channel comprises over 100 million kids in over 150 countries. Such a quantum leap would hardly be possible without the state funding and state support in building partnerships with international companies. Major changes in the field started in 2013 when the Ministry of Culture began to support the industry systematically through the Cinema Fund of Russia. The ministry has supported many national films since then. In addition to that, the Russian state, via Ministry of Culture, has been supporting the expansion of Russian presence in the global market. Recently, the Russian Export Center and the Moscow Export Center joined with the Ministry of Culture. Their goal is to support and promote products of the Russian creative industries abroad. And that might certainly be of interest to you, as this includes financial support for dubbing and promotional campaigns abroad, patent granting and trademark registration, promotion of Russian projects under the Made in Russia brand, insurance for export contracts, all types of loan products for export contracts implementation, and direct loans to foreign buyers, as well as a simplified visa system for filmmakers. Plus, a system of cash rebates will be launched by the end of this year in Russia. Key Buyers event introduces leading worldwide distributors to the newest Russian content. We are happy to welcome you here.
Over the last few years, our industry has found many new partners. And we're happy to announce that the circle of partners supporting our industry players is growing. Recently, the Moscow government started its proactive support, both domestically and internationally. It's not a secret that the vast majority of film companies are based in Moscow. In a way, it's the Russian Hollywood. That's why we're building this market together with the Moscow government. So let me welcome the head of the Department of Entrepreneurship and Innovative Development, Alexei Fursin.
Dear friends, supporting and developing creative industries is a key priority for the Department of Entrepreneurship. And right now, the film and animation industries shine the brightest. Last year, as part of a series of international business targets, companies from Moscow presented more than 250 projects at international events, such as Annecy, Canada, Los Angeles, Berlin, and Miami. At the moment, Moscow is at the very heart of the Russian film industry, with more than 90% of all film companies in Russia operating there. We can see that the representatives of film and animation industry in the capital of Russia have enormous potential for international cooperation in various fields, such as co-production, international distribution and export, post-production, visual effects, and sound design. We will be happy to welcome our foreign partners to Moscow as soon as the current pandemic restrictions are lifted. The capital is ready to offer the best filming locations, as well as cooperations with talented film, TV, and animation producers. Together with Russia's Ministry of Culture and Roskino, we're launching for the first time a unique online platform to present Russian audiovisual content. There, more than 100 local companies will present their products. We hope that this will be the beginning of a new era of online interaction and collaboration. We wish you new projects, new acquaintances, and new contracts. Good luck.
Moscow, look at me. The passing of time won't change your splendor. I admire you, Moscow. I read you as a story. Keep still for a moment. I want to remember you as you are now. I want to lose myself in your glorious streets and stay with you forever. In another second, a new day will begin. Sunrise, Moscow time.
We will now go through the different formats of Russian content that will be released on the market. The first video is devoted to Russian movies. In 2019, Russian films made a major breakthrough on the international market. More than 100 Russian films were screened abroad. The Russian film industry now offers a variety of genres, from dramas and horror to epic historical movies. But the main thing that people are looking for in a film is how does it make them feel.
And what are you, a donkey?
A horse.
Земляникой пахнет.
Класс.
Угу.
We have movies that provoke emotions.
Мне кажется, это успех.
The next video will introduce Russian series to you. They're becoming more and more popular on international TV channels and global VOD platforms.
TV series are engaging. You turn on the first episode, get into it, raise your head, and it's already late at night.
Пообещай, пожалуйста, что всегда будешь рядом.
A good series becomes a part of our lives. You go to work with its heroes, spend time at home with them, relax with them, feel sad with them, and then the series ends. Breathe in.
Я наконец понял, кто я такой.
Breathe out.
Ты убил мою дочь.
Now, you urgently need a new one.
Пожалуй, нанесу визит нашему монстру.
Берегите себя.
Russian TV shows are exciting. Of course, some of them are filled with national identity, but there are also those about love, about pain, about strong women and extraordinary men, about talent, about fears, about life and death, about sad things and funny things, about things that anyone can find relatable. We have something to offer everyone.
Let's move on and talk about animation. It remains the most popular genre of Russian content abroad. In 2019, it made up over 30% of the year's total box office revenue. The top 20 most successful projects included 6 animated films. Russian animated series have billions of views across various global platforms and continue to win over the hearts of a young and ever-demanding audience.
The most popular Russian film genre abroad, the oil and gas of the Russian content industry, conqueror of the most demanding viewers' hearts, Zero Plus. Animation. Now you can ask the children to come to the screen. Amazing for babies, clever, different. Entertainment, edutainment, family-oriented, good for girls and boys. Independent, joyful, cats. Lovely, magic, Masha. Not so young. OMG. Pretty princesses. Pretty quiet. Safe for children and for you. Touching, universal, virtual, wow. Children always know what they want, even those who do not even know the alphabet yet.
And now, finally, we are coming to the topic of our production and post-production companies. In this video, you can see with your own eyes how much the technological level of Russian companies has progressed. Stunning graphics, breathtaking visual effects, and a new level of sound design. Everything you need to make a Hollywood-quality project. Now you know about all the content types that we have prepared for screenings for you in the upcoming days. And it's a good time to present our business and entertainment program. In the business section, numerous panel discussions will be organized where experts will talk about the most burning issues concerning the Russian and the world content industry post-pandemic, and about new trends emerging that will give you more insight into the Russian market. Online spaces offer many opportunities to show a great number of performances, exhibitions and concerts. We've prepared both cultural and infotainment activities for you. Every day, over the 6-day cultural marathon, famous Russian artists like Denis Matsuev, Kirill Richter and others will stream their concerts. Educational activities will cover areas from sports to historical and cultural lectures. One of the pearls of our entertainment program is fairy tales told by Russian actors and actresses. It's a special project and we are so happy that we could bring it to life, as fairy tales in every country are some of the most traditional and popular content ever created. Now we are staying all at home. And as a mom of 2, believe me, I know how hard it is to work from home. Therefore, especially for working parents with kids, together with our animation creators, we've developed a special children's program. This will allow your kids to get involved into this intercultural communication through special activities and cartoons offered in multiple languages. We will also provide a wide range of online tours. The second Key Buyers event would have taken place in Moscow again, so we decided to invite you to take some virtual walks to the most popular Moscow sightseeing locations and museums. Russian culture and history are important for understanding Russian content. They're reflected in our films, series, animation. It's a part of our character and identity. And we're excited to share our cultural heritage with you. I hope you will enjoy this amazing cultural journey with us. And straight after the opening ceremony, you can take part in a cultural experience together with your family by watching the concert of famous Russian pianist Denis Matsuev. In case you are lost in the platform, especially for that, we have created our virtual guide. You will find her on the market info page. So either watch the video with our virtual guide or just press the customer service button.
Hi, I'm pleased to welcome you to the first Key Buyers event, Digital Edition. My name is Anna. I will be your virtual guide to our platform. Platform's interface has been thought out to be simple and intuitive. I'm sure you could figure it out without my help, but I'd be pleased if you'd give me just a few minutes to let me introduce you to some of the most important and useful features. See you.
Many thanks to Anna. We have a new wave of talented actors and actresses who are already involved in international projects. They're charismatic, open to different experiences, flexible in terms of genres and formats, and have a hunger to reach new heights in their field. Now you know what is in store for you and how the portal works, so we can officially announce that the market is open. And despite the fact that many borders are still closed and we here in Moscow are still stuck in our homes, we and all the Russian industry players believe that there are no borders for content or creativity. So let's enjoy the upcoming market days and let's start!